Two words that are very important. And I think they're misunderstood many times. When I say misunderstood, I'm talking about misunderstanding the origin of them. We think because we are impressed sometimes, or pushed, if you will, if we're compelled, that it's from the Father. But that is not necessarily so. There are two forces in this world, and we need to deal with two words today. And this teaching tonight is going to be concerning the two words. The two words are committed and compelled. Now both words show dedication, but they have a very different meaning and influence. So go with me to Genesis 39, verses 7 through 9. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast longing eyes on Joseph. And she said, "Lie with me." But he refused and said to his master's wife, "Look, my master does not know what is with me in the house, and he has committed, the word committed, he's put everything in my hands. All that he has to my hand. There is no one greater in this house than I, nor has he kept back anything from me but you, because you are his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against Yahweh?" Committed and compelled are words that we must deal with in our daily life. They are very different. I'm going to attempt to deal with them as the Ruach HaKodesh would have me. This word, committed, defines a conscious decision to controlled actions. This word indicates more than a decision, but a determination to protect, improve, and protect as in guard the commandments, to put a hedge around the commandments, to guard the commandments. It is obvious that Yahweh has committed the gospel into our hands. It behooves us to understand that what that responsibility consists of. It consists of more than just memorizing scriptures. It consists of more than just reading the word. It consists of being committed to the word. It consists of being committed to Almighty Yahweh. It consists of being committed to righteousness. It consists of being committed not to sin, not to transgress, committed to guard his commandments and not let anybody destroy them. Committed to Yahweh, committed to his word, committed to his commandments. Consider what it means to guard his commandments, to defend them. The word that he uses to guard his commandments indicates building a thorn hedge around so that the wolves and the bears and the lions can't get to the lambs. We are not to let the traditional church, or anybody destroy the commandments of Yahweh. We are to guard them. And believe me, there is an attack on them every day from the traditional church. I had such a blessing today. I walked in to have the CAT scan, and the therapist there looked at me. She said, "You a Jew?" I said, "No, but I am a Messianic." She said, "Me too." And we had such a conversation about the Messiah and Messianic. So there are those out there that have heard, understand, caught on to the truth, and are following the truth. Her and her dad are following the truth. And that's good. To consider what it means to defend, it means to put effort into it. Not sit and listen to somebody ditch the law or ditch somebody that keeps the law. As Potiphar had committed all things to Joseph, the Father has us. He's put it in our hands. And He will bless you if you protect, promote, and keep His commandments. And He will resist you if you do not. So it's a matter of coming into understanding and knowing what the Father has for us. Understanding that word committed, what it means. When you come to Yeshua, you commit your life to Him. That means it's committed to Him. Subject to His approval. Subject to His approval. He has given us power and authority over all the power of the enemy. The enemy has no power against us that can prosper if we will stay faithful to the Father. And believe me, we are under an attack. I personally have been under an attack. This congregation has been under an attack. We are going to come out victorious. We are going to come out victorious because Almighty Yahweh is our sovereign. He is our King. He is our Savior. He is our healer. He is our protector. He is our director. He is our all in all. He has given us power and authority over all the power of the enemy. We're going to win. We're going to win. Because we've been given power and authority doesn't mean it can't be lost. All you have to do is forget where your power comes from. It comes from walking in obedience, committed to Almighty Yahweh, submitted to Almighty Yahweh through Yeshua HaMashiach. That's what it means. And that's what gives us the victory. And the minute you lose sight of that, you've lost the victory. I believe many believers are fascinated with power, not responsibility. They want the power and the authority. They want the victory. They want all the blessings. Give me, 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 give me. But they don't understand. Give Him, give Him, give Him, give Him, give Him, give Him. They don't understand commitment. They don't understand commitment to the progression of the kingdom, the promotion of the kingdom. And we're living in a world where the kingdom is under an attack daily. From the news, from the church, from everywhere else. It's a commercial thing. If a ministry that makes money, well, they go with it. If it don't make money, it's discarded. We need to understand we have a commitment from the Father. He is committed to you. He is committed to you. To protect you, to heal you, to deliver you, prosper you, and to give you understanding. He's committed to you. Are you committed to Him? Or are you just in a religious attitude? It's a big difference. Big difference. I believe if most believers understood their responsibility to Yah, I do not believe they understand the responsibility to the lost. Yeshua understood his responsibility to the lost. He understood that he came into this world to be a Messiah, to be the propitiation of man's sin, who would come to him and walk in him. He was committed, so committed that he had all of his beard plucked out, so committed that he was beaten, so committed that he took those stripes for our healing, so committed that he walked up Calvary Hill to the stake and shed his blood on that stake. For who? For a people that were hollering, "Crucify him! Crucify him! Crucify him!" He was committed beyond feelings, beyond emotion. We have to get there. We have to get there. We have to get beyond emotion. We have to get beyond feeling. We have to get beyond little prejudices. If Yah so loved the world that he gave for Yeshua for them, that's commitment. People, that's commitment. And that's a good place to judge yourself by. Commitment. He committed his love and his concern with his sacrifice. How can we possibly do less if we are committed to his kingdom? Go with me to Romans 12, 1:31, 1 through 3, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, kadosh, acceptable to Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of Almighty Yahweh. Now that is a mouthful there. I guarantee you that is a mouthful. To present yourself a living sacrifice. Place yourself on that altar. Sacrifice your desires, your will when they are contrary to the word of Yahweh. Sacrifice them. Do away with them. What did Saul mean when he said, Present yourself a living sacrifice. He meant that we are to have that mindset to sacrifice for others, to be spent for others, to be given for others, to be expel your energy for others rather than just focus on yourself and what you can get and what you can do and all the things that you can have. We need to understand that you, and every person in here is a partner with me and each other to serve Yahweh. We are a unit. We are a body to serve Yahweh, to please Him in all that we say and do. And we have to stand together. The devil wants to separate, but we have to stand together. He meant that we are to have that mindset to sacrifice for others. Not only that we have the mindset, but that we are prepared to present ourselves a sacrifice. That we are prepared to sacrifice for others. Sometimes we have to put ourselves on the altar for the kingdom. Sometimes we have to do things that are not pleasant to the flesh. Is there anybody in here that is insane enough to think that it was a pleasure for Yeshua to go to the stake? Nothing but excruciating, horrible, unbearable pain and torture. If you are waiting for it to be pleasant, to be a living sacrifice, you will die without ever being one. It's not going to be pleasant. That's the reason it's called a sacrifice, isn't it? Because it's not pleasant. It's not something that you would physically, carnally want to do. It's a spiritual thing. I can't think of a time it was pleasant, but every time it was fulfilling. Every time it was a blessing, and the Father returned the blessing. Every time. Go with me to 1 John 2, 5 through 6. But whoever keeps His word, truly the love of Yahweh is perfected in him. By this we know that we are in Him. He who says he abides in Him ought himself also to walk just as He walked. Go with me to 1 Samuel 13, 10 through 12. Now it happened, and what we're fixing to discuss here is the place where Saul was appointed king, and he went and was waiting for the prophet, and he stepped out of line. Now it happened as soon as he had finished presenting the burnt offering that Samuel came, and Saul went out to meet him, that he might greet him. And Samuel said, "What have you done?" Saul said, "When I saw the people were scattered from me, and that you did not come within the days appointed, and the Philistines gathered together at Michmash, then I said, the Philistines will now come down on me at Gilgal, and I have not made supplications to Almighty Yahweh. Therefore I felt compelled." Different word. That's the second word we was talking. I felt compelled, forced, pushed, pressured. and offered a burnt offering. Then we come to the word compelled. Its different determines unlimited force. And that force is not necessarily coming from the Father as we see here. What the church needs to understand is compelled does not mean Yahweh has compelled it. That there are two forces that can compel. You have to reject one and accept the other. And the only way you can do that is know your word. Know what the Father says. Study to show yourself approved. There are two forces that can compel you to take action. Yahweh or Ha-Satan. Go with me to 2 Timothy 14 through 19. And he's instructing Timothy what to remind the church of. Remind them of these things, charging them before Almighty Yahweh not to strive about words to no profit, to the ruin of the hearers. Be diligent to present yourself approved to Yahweh, a worker who does not need to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. But shun profane and idle babblings, for they will increase to more unsovereignness, and their message will spread like cancer. Hymenaeus and Philetus are of this sort, who have strayed concerning the truth, saying that the resurrection has already passed, and they overthrow the faith of some. Nevertheless, the solid foundation of Yah stands, having this seal. Almighty Yahweh knows those who are his, and let everyone who names the name of Mashiach depart from iniquity. Let everyone who names Mashiach depart from iniquity. Guard yourself. It's so easy to get caught up in something that is against the word of Yahweh. You have to guard yourself. The only way you can be positive who is compelling you is by the word and study of it. You have to know what the Father has said, because he told you from the start, he changes not. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. He does not change. So what he is in the Word. 1 John 2, 5 through 6. But whoever keeps his word, truly the love of Yah is perfected in him. By this we know that we are in him. He who says he abides in him ought to also walk just as he walked. Tall order. Tall order. Whoever keeps his word, the love of Yah is perfected in him. How much more encouragement do you need to walk in obedience? If we say we abide in him, we ought to walk even as he walked. We are living in a perilous generation. We must discern the spirits that come to us. We must discern them. Every spirit is not as it appears. You have to have discernment from the Father. We must study to show ourselves approved, rightly dividing the word, knowing what he's saying and not misusing it, rightly dividing it. Go with me to 1 Samuel 13, chapter 10 through 12, verse. Now it happened, as soon as he had finished presenting the burnt offering, that Samuel came, and Saul went out to meet him, that he might greet him. And Samuel said, "What have you done?" Saul said, "When I saw the people were scattered from me, that you did not come within the days appointed, and that the Philistines gathered together at Michmash, then I said, the Philistines will now come down on me at Gilgal, and I have not made supplications to Almighty Yahweh. Therefore I felt compelled." When we are compelled, we need to check and see where it comes from. It's not always from the Father. It can be from the evil one. And offered a burnt offering. Saul was compelled, but not by Almighty Yahweh, but by Satan. Pride and arrogance made the decision for him. Fear grasped him. What he was concerned about was that the people were leaving him, and that he was fixing to lose his authority and power as king over Israel. And that's a lot that goes on today, I think. Many times in ministries that the pastors are concerned about losing their authority, their power, and their prestige. The same fear that grasps the church leaders today is that loss of prestige, that embarrassment. And that was, I believe, exactly what motivated Saul. Is that he was concerned that all the Israelites were leaving him, and that he had no one to fight with him, and he was going to lose his authority and his power and his kingship. And I understand that's a big thing, okay? That's an awful big thing. But it's not as big as Yahweh. And it's not as big as being in obedience to him. We have to walk in a manner that's pleasing to him. We have to be suited for his service, fit for his service.